Hello, my darlings. Madame Raven here. Today I bring you Lucy's Secret by Tickets4Gold. I think all adults experience times when they feel like they are failing. For me, it was the summer of 2015. On the outside, I had a perfect life. Nice house, good job, perfect marriage, and a sassy blonde-haired, blue-eyed 6-year-old girl named Lucy. It was the latter subject that I wasn't doing too well with, although at the time I was a bit oblivious. I can easily think back and blame my career. I was working from home, but working very long hours trying to get my business off the ground. Meanwhile, I was planning a baby shower for my best friend since high school, Karen. My husband was traveling with some frequency at that time for work. I thought it would be a good idea to volunteer to bake meals for the local VA 2 nights a week. I don't actually know what I was thinking. I was kind of leaving Lucy to fend for herself. I wasn't necessarily neglecting her. It wasn't anything that drastic. She was always fed, had a clean house and a roof over her head, of course. Her basic needs were being met. It was more that I wasn't really showing her a lot of attention. I guess I figured it was summer. The weather was beautiful and we lived in a small, safe town. I pretty much fed her breakfast, scooted her outside into the world to run around, explore, and play with her friends. I had a lot on my mind, and I had a lot of work to do. I needed the quiet time. I needed the me time. I know how selfish this sounds, especially in the aftermath of what happened. It started out subtly with a little change in Lucy's appetite. Normally, after a whole day of being outside and running around, she'd come home ravenous. One afternoon, she came home and showed absolutely no interest in eating at all. Additionally, instead of being greeted with hugs and kisses, Lucy plopped down on the couch, curled up, and fell asleep. Maybe she's not feeling well, I thought. The next day we had breakfast together as usual, but I couldn't help notice that her hair was extra shiny and she smelled of perfume. Her hair was well combed and styled in a way I hadn't seen it done before. When she got home later that evening, her appetite seemed to be gone again, along with her energy. She went straight to her room and was asleep by the time I came up to say goodnight. The following morning she was eager to get outside, so excited in fact that she didn't touch her breakfast. No dinner last night and no breakfast the following morning. She was clearly not sick, as she could barely sit still. I finally agreed to let her go out and play, but as leaning in to hug goodbye, I noticed a shiny pink necklace I'd never seen before. "Lucy," I gasped, "where did you get that?" The look of fear formed in her little eyes and she sprinted away from me. This behavior was absolutely not like her. She was full of spunk, sure, but she was always very polite and well behaved. That afternoon, when she got home, once again she neglected to eat. Despite me making her favorite dinner, she went right upstairs to her bed. I wasn't having it. "Lucy, what's gotten into you?" I asked out loud as I rounded the corner to her room. As I kneeled down to talk to her, I saw it and gasped. Her fingernails were painted in pink fingernail polish that I didn't recognize. This wasn't some amateur job either. The lines were perfect. There were little sparkling rhinestones involved. It looked like it had been done by a professional. I started putting 2 and 2 together. Her hair was done up fancy every day. She smelled of perfume. Someone had gotten her nails done. Someone had been feeding her or buying her food, as she was not interested in eating anything here. Someone had got her a shiny pink and diamond necklace. I rushed out of Lucy's room in a panic. Fumbling for my cell phone, I dialed my husband and relayed the events of the past week, detailing her attitude, her fancying her perfume, hairdo, the nail polish, the necklace, etc. His words were haunting. I think it's pretty obvious, Beverly. Someone is grooming her. It hit me like a ton of bricks. All of this time I've been pushing her out of the door, neglecting to spend time with her, ignoring her. She'd found someone to pay attention to her, to pamper her. This was all my fault. Bev, my husband's voice was unreasonably calm. I don't think this is such a big deal. Not a big deal, I demanded. I stuttered in anger. How can you even say that? Because, babe, she's a golden doodle. So quoth this raven